Hello YouTube, Piston Cupster here, and I like making Piston Cup tracks for my car's diecast. I've made 3 by now, one of them's technically a front stretch, but who cares. And I do plan on making at least one more for projects and just for my own use. Today, I'm just going to be touring all these trucks and showing you all the features of them because I never really planned on making a huge update video for the Motor Speedway of the South because I really haven't changed that much. And the other 2 tracks I don't really think need their own videos, and I haven't really saved a lot of production photos from them. So yeah, today I'll just be touring all of my Piston Cup diecast tracks, and now let's get into it. So let's get started with the Motor Speedway of the South, my first Piston Cup track and obviously my favorite. I spent about a year to 2 year range building this thing, and that includes table, pretty much everything you see on here. So let's just start with the track itself. The track is made out of just basic construction paper, spray painted gray. If I were to do this again, I'd probably hand paint it and glue it differently as there's some gaps forming just from the years it's been up here. The yellow line that goes around is, again, yellow construction paper glued down. That's held up pretty well. Start finish line printed out. That needs to be re-glued sometime soon. In the infield, we have our fences for crowd members to be here. These are just popsicle sticks cut, painted white, and glued down. We have the pit area, which is a big piece of black poster board. I was gluing something on top of this, and I cannot get the glue off, and that annoys me. But oh well. Here we have similar practices here, yellow lines around. This one did tear, so I'll have to glue that back down. And we have the garages. These have held up really well. I haven't had to do any real changes to these. These are made out of cereal boxes with paper taped on the fronts to hide the cereal boxes. Then all that painted white. Then the lining and the sponsor decals printed on top of them. I really like the way those turned out. And you can actually fit pitties in there. Let me just grab, this is not a pitty, but a small car can fit in there. Like if you want to have a shot of a racer being worked on, you can do that. That's great. And in front, we have the sponsor sort of crew chief stands. Some of these were templates I found online, those being Leakless, Spearmint, Sputterstop, whereas the rest are all ones I made the designs for in Google Drawings and then printed them out and glued those down. I personally prefer the way mine look just because I was able to cut them out without having the weird bolt shape. But yeah, I may make more of these sometime for different sponsors. Who knows? Here's more fencing here, and here is the score tower. I'm surprised it's held up this well. The decals I designed in Google Drawings, once again, has numbers. I believe I designed these with the intention of using them for the Cars 2 Tall Tale deleted scene, but I'm not exactly sure. On the side we have the Winford Mac iCar Call clutching picture, and on the other we have Darren, Hall, Murray, and a couple others. And on top rest the 2 helicopters I have, Ron Hover and Kathy Copter. Moving over to these guys, we can see the wall here is made out of, again, construction paper. It holds up pretty well if you glue it in this sort of arc pattern with some Motor Speedway of the South decals on top. We have the catch fence post designed by Porky 2007. I'll try to link those in the description. By the way, go sub to his channel. And we have the catch fence itself made out of chicken wire I got at my local hardware store. Here we have some racers that I was using for the Phil Tankson thumbnail, or just All Cars 3. And the stands, which surround about 3/4 of the speedway, I use just mainly to store cars, mainly the background characters who don't live in the drawers like the racers do. You can see some of them back there. And also back there is the RSN booth. There is Daryl, Bob, and Natalie Certain with that nice background. I do want to build some booths over maybe under this vent here, as there's plenty of space to go up and plenty of space to go this way. So that may come sometime soon. It's just a bit hard to reach because I am way back here. Yeah, I'm not really going to talk about the cars in the stands. I just have some to sort. And then, as I said, the ones that sort of just live in the stands because I don't really have a spot to store them as of now. On the back stretch, pretty similar stuff. That's where I keep the hauler trailers. The hauler cabs live over there, but yeah, there's more decals on the back side over there. You can see that one peeling off just a little bit. Gotta fix that before I shoot the Green with Envy scenes here. Yeah, mainly just need to clean this up before I shoot that. And over here, I have my collage. I've been saving the racer artworks from cars, Lego, Hot Wheels, NASCAR Authentics, stuff that I open, and made this giant mosaic that's probably about 4 feet wide. It's about the same width as the table, and I really love how that looks. I may just cover that up with a sky background or something like that if I need to film. But I also have more to put on here, so it should grow over time. It should easily get here to here up eventually. Yeah, I'm really glad with how that turned out. I haven't really shown that on the channel before. But yeah, if you want to see exactly how I made the Motor Speedway of the South, if you want to make your own, link to that is in the description. But this video does not cover that. This is just a tour video. And that's really all I have for this Speedway. You have your grass mat, your table, your stands. But now let's go on to the road course. This track first appeared in The King's Crown, and in that movie it was Virginia International Raceway, as the decals still show, but I think I do want to change that out for Green with Envy. I would like to make this Glen Ellen Speedway, as that's an actual canon racetrack in cars, so I would like to do that. As you can see, I painted over a little bit of the excess asphalt here. I'll have to cover that up a little bit, but that's where the flag stand would go, also why I needed that extra space. Similar process to the Motor Speedway of the South. These are construction paper pieces. This time hand painted gray. I really like the look of that, with some sort of weathering around where the race cars would be in the groove. The pit lane is super dirty. Love the way that looks. Similar process with the grass mats. We have the curbing here, start finish line, logos all around. In this one I was definitely a bit heavier with the weathering, as I feel like dirt and stuff will get kicked on to the surface of this track a lot more. You have your fences. I definitely would like to add more. I want to add a section of fences here with like catch fence posts based on Watkins Glen from NASCAR and some other series. You'll see pictures of that here, what I want it to look like. Yeah, I also just want to switch out these logos, maybe reconfigure the track a tiny bit more. I did add these blue papers here as background, so if you set the camera like this, it isn't just a wall there. It's not perfect. I may end up adding something else back there, maybe some sponsor signs like here to help hide it a little bit. But when the cars are close up like this, it looks pretty good, and that weathering definitely helps it out a lot. The layout though is based on Virginia International Raceway, so if I do make this Glen Ellen, I will have to change it a little bit. I don't really mind it though. But yeah, it's a pretty simple track, not as much stuff going on as the Motor Speedway of the South. There are some stands back there. I'm not sure if I'll incorporate those into the track or if that's just storage. That's where some of my next gen sit. The rest are in there. And that's really all I have for this track. Now this next track is not quite done yet, but it is the front stretch of the Los Angeles International Speedway. This track I built within the last month, or rather front stretch, to be a set in Green with Envy. And it really just combined what I've learned with the previous two tracks to make a front stretch. And I gotta say, this one probably is my favorite. I would love if this style was a full track, just because I love how the weathering turned out. This is all hand painted with weathering powder and paint. This is just a piece of wood screwed in as a sort of wall there. I like the way that's thicker, not necessarily the safer barriers we have with today, as this set would be for an older race or montage. If your start finish line with the yellow stripe, I like the way that looks compared to this one. Might switch this one out. But this set is not done yet, as I do need to build stands and sort of a backdrop here. So if I have the camera like this, it's not just a wall there, but man, I love the way that shot looks. Let me go get a racer and show you what this would look like in action. Ooh, man, that looks nice. I really love the weathered look, and it makes all the weathered customs I have just match perfectly. You have your logos in the background, some weathering on the wall from when a car would have done something like this. Yeah, pretty simple, but that's really all I have for this front stretch. I do plan on maybe building another track, like a short track or something for that movie, as well as a couple other small sets. I do have Mater's Junkyard. I've had that for like at least a year and a half, and just never shown it for whatever reason. That's really all I had today. I just wanted to tour the tracks with you, sort of show you all what I have, and really what I plan to do with these. as I, again, don't plan on making an update on any of these sometime soon. You'll see them in the movie when it comes out. And yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.